everybody. I'm Carrie from the Frog Project, and I am here today to talk to you a little bit about something that has come up a few times in conversation with students, with friends. Also, I'm experiencing it myself, to do with transitioning as things are starting to open up, as life is starting to get busier, and as we as individuals are being pulled in many different directions. So this short recording, 10 minutes, we can call it a class or a lesson if you like. I have my whiteboard and my markers. You'll see my previous life as a teacher start to shine through. So it's not a yoga practice, but it is yoga. It's yoga philosophy, and it's a small lesson on how we can apply some yoga philosophy to our daily lives to help us feel and manage in this current time that we're in. So the idea here is that we acknowledge and that we understand that as a person, as a human living this life, we have many duties. We like to say we wear many hats, okay? So you have the hat of a parent, you wear the hat of a friend, of a carer, of an employee, of a manager, of a gardener, as somebody in the community. You have responsibilities, and when people say to you, what do you do? You've got this list of stuff that you do, and they're your hats. They're your hats that you wear, and that's who you are at this point in your time. And as time goes by, your hats change. You might take one off, you might put another one on, you might reduce the amount of hats you wear, they may merge. And so it's not about assessing how many hats you have or anything like that, but we're talking about this idea of duty. And if you have a piece of paper, feel free to make a note, but I am going to draw you a little bit of a diagram. So in the center of your life, you have you, and I'm going to draw a little you. Okay, so this is your first level. I hope you can see that. There's you in the center, okay? And yoga says that you have to put yourself first, okay? So this whole table is called, I'm going to write the title, okay? Is called the circle of duty, okay? And this can be applied to your life. So there you have it, the circle of duty. And in the center, there is you. And you can think of this in terms of machinery, which is something we're all really familiar with these days. We have phones, we have computers, the battery of our car, everything has to be charged. If it's not charged, it won't work. And if it doesn't work, we can't do stuff. If your phone doesn't work, you can't check your social media, but you can't check your email, you can't call somebody, you can't be contacted. If your computer's flat, then that puts a lot of us in a position where we can't work or do online yoga. If your car's flat, okay, you take care to maintain the things around you. Now, we all know that we have to take care of our bodies. It's kind of ingrained in us through society. Eat 5 fruit and veg a day, exercise 30 minutes, this kind of stuff. And yes, that's really, really important. But what is it that you need to do to keep your batteries full? Is it 5 fruit and veg? Is it 30 minutes of exercise? Or is it taking care of your mind? And how do you best do that? Okay, do you do yoga? Do you take walks? Do you spend time outdoors? Do you do gardening? Do you enjoy cooking? Do you take a bath? That's my favorite thing to do. Aside from yoga, is take a bath at least 3 or 4 times a week. That's my downtime. So what do you need to do to charge your batteries. And that, yoga says, is the most important thing. And only when our batteries are full can we move to the next layer. And the next layer, can you guess, is your people. Okay, your people. So this is your family, this is your friends, this is your relationships. So after you've taken care of yourself, after you are happy, after your batteries are full, only then can it spill into the next section, taking care of your family and your friends and the people around you. So we do this a lot as mothers, as carers, as being in relationships. Often we skip the first level, and often level 2 is the level that we're really concerned with. You're concerned with your spouse and their well-being. You're concerned with your children and their well-being, with your parents, with your friends. And I'm not saying it's not important. It really, really is. But you are the most important person in your life. And giving yourself permission to believe this is probably one of the hardest things to do, but also one of the most liberating things to do. We grow up in a society where it says we have to work hard, we have to look after people, we don't put ourselves first, we give. And so yoga says, here is your ticket to making sure you are okay first. When you are okay, you're going to be amazing for your friends and your family. When you're not okay, you're going to find it hard. Your relationships will feel hard. Your kids may struggle. You may struggle, and it all becomes a bit out of whack. This brings us to the third level, and I'm going to draw all the rest of the circles so they're all done. So it looks a bit like a dartboard. Okay, the third level is your work. Okay, so that comes next. And it's about this idea that when your batteries are full, it spills over into the second level. Your relationships are full. When you have good, strong relationships, then it spills into this third area, and your work is really going to thrive. And there's a bit of a study here. I've seen this lovely documentary. I must try to recall the name, but it was a study into a lifelong study of people and how long they lived. And the people that lived the longest were the people that had the most fulfilling relationships in their lives. So making effort to have really fulfilling relationships, and not just with the one, okay? Some people don't go down that route, but having relationships with everybody around you, with your neighbors, with the person in the shop, with the person in the petrol station. Okay, this is really important. And then when that feels good, then you can start to focus on your work. It spills out into your work. And many of us start on this third layer. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't take care of our relationships. And it's all about the job. Okay, and it's very easy, especially in our society, especially when things get busy, to make this third layer the most important, to give it priority. So we're saying before prioritizing work, prioritize relationships, and before prioritizing relationships, prioritize yourself. Now, the next layer is community. And the layer after that is the planet. Okay? So you have community here and you have planet out here. So after work, you're then in your community. And I do know a couple of people. It's all about the community. It's all about people in the community that they want to take care of. And that's amazing. But make sure you have all your other jugs full. And the same goes for the planet. We have to take care of the planet. We have to take care of the world in which we live. But it all comes back to the beginning. And you guessed it, you need to put yourself first. So this is the duty, the circle of duty. Now, this is from yoga philosophy and is something that logically probably makes a lot of sense. But really now your task is to sit, to contemplate, to meditate, whatever you want to call it. You can lay down, you can do it seated, you can do it in the bath or in bed. But just really thinking, you know, on each of these levels, what do you do? Where are you full? Where are you lacking? And how can you rejuggle? Okay, where can you prioritize? How can you prioritize? And for a lot of us, it's giving ourselves permission. And for me, it wasn't until I'd had my first baby and I realized how challenging it was to transition to motherhood and to be pulled in all these directions and having zero time for myself. And previous to this, I came from a place of really taking care of myself and noticing how everything suffered when I wasn't taking care of myself. So I'm not saying, okay, this is it, quit everything and just, you know, go for long walks and take long baths and meditate and read and practice yoga. It's not realistic. But what are the non-negotiables in your life? What are the things that fill you up? Okay, so food obviously can nourish. Being outdoors can nourish. Being in the sunlight can nourish. Water can nourish. Being in a bath, taking a shower, maybe twice a day to reset. Being in the ocean, if it's not too cold, or if it is too cold, can nourish. Okay, your relationships, your family can help you nourish. Exercise, movement, meditation, yoga can help you nourish. Your hobbies will help you to nourish. So make a list of your non-negotiables. What can you do today to keep your tanks topped up? What are you not going to let slide? Over lockdown, we have created some really positive habits. We walk more, we probably read more, we definitely do yoga more and other hobbies and exercises and meditation. So what can you do more than right now, maybe less than before, to help you move forward? Say you were doing 3 yoga classes a week. Now you can only do 1. That's absolutely fine. You still have your non-negotiables. Say you are walking every day in lockdown. Now you can only walk twice a week. That's fine, okay? It's not a competition, but you have to see how you can fill up your tanks and make sure that you are feeling your best and you're doing everything you can to take care of yourself. So I'll stop there. I'm sure my message is clear. And just to conclude, prioritize yourself and give yourself the permission to prioritize yourself. If you'd like to discuss any of this, I'm more than happy to chat to you some more. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you soon.